little bit since I've done a live stream, and I've been meaning to do them, but I'm here. I'm back. It's a live stream. I have coffee. It's very cold outside. We got a bunch of snow last night. Um, it was crazy because up here in Michigan, it was really nice. It was like in the higher 40s, almost low 50s for 2 days, and then last night while I was getting tattoo work done on my arm, um, it just started like pounding us with snow. We got about 3 or 4 inches. I mean, not a lot, but it was a lot at the time. I just got done outside shoveling. So I thought I haven't done one of these in a bit, and we are gonna do coffee time with Jack. More or less, this episode today is just gonna be a little housekeeping, I guess you could say. Kind of talk about why I haven't been around as much lately. Um, I feel like I need to talk about it. And it's just gonna be a chill episode. So sit back and enjoy. And if you have questions, of course, I'll answer them to the best of my ability that I'm able to. So what happened? I had this whole plan at the end of the year that I was going to do something next year, and this is next year. And I released a few videos. I think since because I did end the year with an end of year stream. I did a little break for like 2 weeks. Did a video called Unboxing Day Part 2, and then I did a short, and then last week I released Fender videos. What was happening as I was auditioning for a band in December, and I think I had talked about that, and that took a lot of my time, and it took a lot of my energy to focus on that and do the best I can, and circumstances happened that it didn't work out. Great guys, I'll still listen and support the music, but it just didn't work out, and yeah, so I kind of wanted to take a break from everything. I had gone. I'm gonna do some stand-up shaky cam. I went and took a break because I had spent so long focusing on metal and rock and stuff. I was like, I didn't even want to look at guitar. I didn't want to play guitar. It was boring. I didn't feel inspired. I felt very like I'd pick up a guitar and I'd spend an hour just like I'm gonna like sit down. I'm gonna really practice, and I would spend an hour just not even noodling because it felt not fun. It felt really not fun. It felt like I was trying too hard for something that I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy with what I was doing, and so I was just like, you know what? And it was stressing me out too. I was getting very stir crazy about it, and I was like, here's what we're gonna do. We're just not gonna play guitar for a month, or I was like a few weeks, maybe a month. I had actually reached out to a few people about advice. One of them being Rob Chapman. Um, I mean, he's the main reason I have this YouTube channel. He was the one that was like, I'd watched a video, I think, in 2013, and he's like, yeah, dude, it was like, here, how to get motivation. And that basically started me to get into doing YouTube, and look at we're 9 years later and I'm still making videos. Um, and also having camera issues. I actually got a camera for Christmas from my father. It was his old camera. It wasn't like old, but he wasn't using it. And it came with an SD card. And out of curiosity, I plopped the SD card into this. This is my main camera, and it worked perfectly. So I've been back to using my camera. I gave him that camera back. So like when I did the Fender videos, it was on that camera. So it was a mix of just not wanting to do anything, needing a break. So um, I might from now on just take a break at the end of the year. I've done it 2 years in a row, not intentionally, and that might just be what I do from now on. But we're starting up again, so I'm back. I have plans. Um, I did the two Fender videos, and I did a short, which a lot of people seem to like. I've experimented with shorts before, but this one was just a riff idea that I had. I was just fiddling around with, and it got good reception. So I will probably do more shorts. I've thought about doing stuff where I learn a cover song maybe once a month or once a week or something and do that for you guys. And if that's something you like, I think I might start doing that. I haven't really talked too much about this guitar. I mean, I have, but I haven't. Like, I haven't done a full review, and I plan to. In fact, I might film it after this live stream. We'll see. I think the batteries on my camera are dead. So, but yeah, this I had three Fenders in the house for the first time. Well, four actually, for the first time in a while. I think first time ever. Anyway, and what had happened was to get that Sunburst Fender, I took my Gibson Les Paul, the Studio Driftwood, that I had actually just gotten back. I've been playing on this guitar a ton because I kind of made this guitar into what if I couldn't get Driftwood back, and I was able to, but my taste had kind of changed. Growing up, I've always been I don't know why I'm holding this handle. This is a handle to an amplifier. Um, but growing up, I've been super big into Gibson and Fender to an extent, but mostly Gibson. And I've experimented with Ibanez. I love my Schecter. And I don't know, it was cool that I got this Fender and it plays so well. So I've been playing that. And yeah, I decided that I'd rather have that Fender versus that Les Paul. So I had traded it for 200 bucks and that brown Sunburst Fender, which was valued at I think about 4 to 500. So I got a fair deal. I didn't lose money on the guitar, if you want to call it that. And I had gotten that guitar, and I did the two videos, which is what I wanted. I actually bought or did the trade with the intention to sell that Fender, and something came like I had a thought. The day I got that Fender, I had stopped by my father's, and I showed it to him, and he fell in love with it. My dad is over the last like 2 years now. He started playing guitar. He's gotten mostly into modding and building guitars. But he does play. He's picking it up. He just wants to do blues. That's all he ever wants, and I can respect that because I love blues. And all he's ever wanted was a nice Fender Strat. He's not. I mean, he wants a really nice PRS someday. I mean, don't we all? But and I had a thought, and he'd given me a laptop just the same day. He was like, "Here, have a laptop," because I had said I wanted to get one for recording on the road. Here, I'm gonna do this again. This is my recording interface. I don't think I've ever really talked about this. It's a Studio 2i2 Scarlett, Focusrite, whatever you want to call it. They're super popular. I mean, everybody has them. They're really inexpensive and they're really good. I use Reaper recording software, and I've actually just got this drum program that I'm experimenting with called Hydrogen. It's a drum program that a friend of mine who is a professional musician, it's actually my dad's best friend, he recommended for me for like, just something to experiment with. So yeah, I got that and I was like, well, cool, free laptop. The only thing that was wrong with it, I think the battery needs to be replaced, but that's not a huge deal. I could probably pick one up for not that much money. And I was like, well, super like appreciative. And the other thing is, there are a lot of times where I want to be downstairs because my studio is upstairs, but like I want to watch a TV show with my fiance, but I kind of want to play guitar. So I'll take an amp downstairs, but it's I don't want to lug my half stack downstairs. So I will talk about this in a minute. Have that and my PV, and I'll take that and this Focusrite, and I'll just plug it into my computer, my laptop, and I can play through headphones and still watch, shows with her and spend time with her, but also still work on music. And also like traveling and stuff too. So, but yeah, he had given me that laptop. And I decided before I put this guitar for sale, I should ask my father if he wants it. And I reached out to my dad and I was like, "Hey, do you want this?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I don't have the money right now." My dad, for a context for a job, he has his own business. He's a private investigator. It's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind. I don't know, out of curiosity, just learning how to do that because it seems cool. He does a lot of like stuff for. He works a lot of like he does work with the police, but he does private stuff too. Obviously, he's a private PI. So he does that, and on the side, he does work on computers, and he works on guitars. And I think he has a podcast too, or he had a podcast. And he's a big nerd like me. Like we talk about Marvel and DC. We spent half the time there just talking about that and horror movies because he loves them and he's gotten me into them. So, but off topic. Sorry. Um, I gave him the guitar. I asked him if he wanted it, and he's like, "Well, I don't have the money." I'm like, "I didn't say, do you want to buy this from me? I said, do you want this guitar?" He's like, "Well, yeah." I'm like, "Cool, come pick it up." And he came over, and I just gave it to him. If you want to call it a late birthday present, you could. I actually made him a guitar strap for his birthday. His birthday is in January, so. But yeah, and it was really cool to see the look on his face when he was like, because he's never had a real Fender. I mean, he's had a real Gibson. He actually prefers Epiphone, which is interesting. He has this really cool red Epiphone custom. He's got a really nice custom 59 Epiphone, and I really want it. Like, if I had the money, I'd buy it off of him, or at least just to do a video on it for you guys. I'd love to do it. It's really pretty. Maybe I can convince him to let me borrow it. But yeah, I was like, well, I could put the guitar up for trade or for sale for. I probably would have marked it for like 500 or best offer, maybe 550 if I wanted to like push it. But no, I was like, yeah, probably valued at 500 if I really thought about that. And I could have dealt with people just like, well, I'll give you this much or I'll give you that much or offering me trades to stuff that I'd have to sell and trade again and blah 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 blah. And I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like going through that, and I felt like doing something for my dad because he's done a lot for me. I mean, obviously, he's the reason why I was serious about guitar. I'd always kind of wanted to play it, I guess. But he got me my first guitar, which I've done a video talking about it, and I've actually rebought the same model, and I've done a video on that model. Um, it's actually labeled like my first guitar on here, so if you want to go check that out, it's a few years old now. I wouldn't mind picking the original like same color now. At the time, I hated it. I thought it was a terrible, and the guitar itself, honestly, was not that bad. It was a decent like Les Paul kind of copy, and I was so mad that it was pink. I was like, I don't want to play this. I should have kept it because I could have rocked out on that thing now. Like I could have really modded it up. I could have chucked in some EMGs. Like I'm not even an EMG guy, but like chucked in some EMGs and then like put like flames on it or something. Just something super fun. But yeah, he had bought me that. He's given me countless like electronics over the years. I mean, he gave me that laptop. He's given me multiple cell phones just growing up. And it just seemed like the right thing to do was to you know, give it to someone who's gonna use it. And I was like super happy. I'm not talking about this to say I did a good thing. I'm talking about this to say like I was really happy to see what my dad like how he fell in love with it instantly and yeah. The cool thing is though, I did get to keep this. I wanted to keep this. I got this guitar strap with that Fender and I really like it. It's a leather, I think yeah, it's leather maybe. It's all red, and I really like that. I was like, I have to keep the strap because it's really cool. And for my birthday, he gave me that leather one that I use on Montana. So, that has like a dragon, and I love dragons. So, again, a big nerd. But yeah, that's that, and I got The Last of Us Part Two for Christmas. Um, so that's been also part of like what I've been doing in my spare time. Besides working, obviously, I have a full time job that tires me out pretty bad. It shouldn't, but it does. So, but I'm here. I'm ready to like do music for you guys, and I might actually, as I bash my foot on the chair, maybe I'll even play a little bit on this live stream for us. So yeah, the other cool thing that's happening soon-ish, probably in a couple, I'd say maybe 2 months at most, is the Explorer will finally be getting worked on. My dad, he's doing a guitar for a friend of his right now. He's building a PRS copy for a buddy of his, like style or whatever you want to call it. This poor guy, he had this really cool, I think it's called applesauce guitars, and it was like from the 80s. It was like nice crackle finish. It looked cool. It was a copy, but it looked really cool. And it got chucked down the stairs by his ex, and it broke the headstock. And it looks cool, but I mean, the body's made out of plywood. The electronics are I think at best, but it just looks cool. And my dad's like, well, I could put in 300, $400 to making this like a really nice guitar. We can get you a brand new neck. We can replace all the electronics with really expensive electronics or whatever, and do all this. Or I could just spend $400 for you and build you a guitar from the ground up. And that's what he's doing. So after that, the Explorer is going to get fixed. It's going to get refinished. I have to find new pickups for it because the ones that were in it are now in Montana. Which that sounds great, by the way. Super DiMarzio Super Distortions are now in Montana, and it sounds amazing. The humbucker that was in Montana in the bridge is in this guitar, and it actually sounds really cool. So, but yeah, besides that, like that's what's been going on. Music that I have been listening to, and I might do. I don't know if I want to keep doing Coffee Time with Jack. Obviously, this episode, and I think last episode was about parts casters. But Coffee Time with Jack has been a few things. I might make this just this where I do vlogs for an hour, play guitar, or talk about music that I'm listening to. And maybe I will do album review videos because I found this artist on TikTok and she is amazing. Her name is Maddie Vanwell, and she's an indie artist. She makes a lot of like indie, almost surf rocky kind of music or indie pop, and that's what I've been listening to a lot of lately. And it sounds marvelous. It sounds great, and it's a really like peaceful. Like I want to like zone out. I don't want to think about anything. I want to just listen to really soft music. That's what I listen to. That or the Life is Strange soundtrack. That's another good soundtrack that I love. I have a couple pedals that I bought that are coming in the mail. I don't know when. I bought them today. Um, so we got a couple cool ideas. They were very affordable, but my pedal board consists currently because I actually have a decent, nice pedal board like that has a carrying case and stuff. We just have our standard Donner tuner pedal, our really nice Orange Pi Big Muff, MXR Phase 90, and Crybaby Mini Wah. I love the Mini Wah. It is so nice. Like, I had thought about selling it. I even had it up for sale. I'm having trouble here. Can you say that again? Shut up, Alexa. She sounded so sad. I didn't tell you to turn on. Anyway, I love this Mini Wah. It's so nice. I actually have very large feet. I mean, I'm a very tall person, so I have very large feet. But it's nice. It doesn't take up much space. I don't have a very big pedal board, so I have to think about it economically. I have two pedals coming in the mail. One is an overdrive pedal that I got very, like I was shocked how cheap, and you'll see how cheap it'll be because I'll make the title of the video how a blank number or blank dollar overdrive pedal sounds. It's the cheapest pedal I've ever bought in my life. And then I bought a custom built noise gate that someone had made. Very again, very affordable, but something I'm very excited because I don't know what's going on with the wiring in this room. It's the upstairs and I have a lot of extra feedback, so it'll be nice to have a noise gate to get rid of a good chunk of that. If I you don't use the big mouth, I do. So the big thing, um, I have a new guitar coming. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or today or tomorrow. I might film the video Monday night or Tuesday night, but I have a new guitar coming that I'm getting from my brother Chris, very close friend of mine. I've known for 11 years. Yeah, 11 years. Yeah, he's moving to Texas. His channel I will link in the description. I'll try to. It's called Crimson Circus, and it's all music reviews. I mean, he's very knowledgeable about music. He's a guitar player as well. He's a really good guitar player. He's very knowledgeable about like Iron Maiden and like 80s and 70s and 90s music, but he's done like other cool things too. He has a weekly album like versus album where he'll talk about his like preferred over these, but he'll weigh them out song versus song, and I think that's a really cool format because he's had albums on there that he knows he likes this album better, but the other album wins because the album songs sound, I don't know, like he likes the album a lot and he doesn't like the other one as much as he thought, but he really reflects on them. And what I think he should do, I don't know if he will because his copyrights are terrible on YouTube, is he should play like a segment of each. That would be pretty cool, but I don't know if there'd be a way to do that without getting flagged on YouTube. I mean, he doesn't do this for money, just like I don't. If I could, that would be amazing down the road, but right now, I'm very happy where I'm at. Um, but anyway, uh, he uh, he will talk about that. He'll do a recommendation of the week, I think, um, where he'll recommend a band. So it's really cool. And yeah, I will try to link his channel in the description. I highly recommend you guys go check him out. Send him as much love as you can. He's a great guy, and I'm really gonna miss him. We went to high school together. We've been in multiple bands together. We actually started trying to make music last year at the very beginning of 2021. A lot of the because that was the year of gear. I think that was actually his idea. Is that I should just get as much gear as possible and just try a ton of stuff. He is a diehard Jackson fan. He has a Gibson Les Paul, which I was there when he bought it. That was one of the most proudest moments of my life to see a guy who does not like Gibson get a Gibson guitar. He's a big fan of a lot of artists who do like Gibson. So he's like, I know I should get one day. And he got a really nice 2016 Gibson Les Paul Studio. It's all red. He's messaging me right now. Hi, Chris. Anyway, so that was really cool to see that. And he's picked up a lot of like really cool Jackson guitars. He's built a Iron Maiden signature model out of a really cheap Strat. Like his first Strat, his first amp is that one right there. Actually, he gave it to me a long time ago, and I'll never get rid of it. I still have it. His first guitar was a Spectrum guitar. It's a Spectrum amp. I'd like to fix it someday. And he put it together where I think he's replaced the neck. He's put in locking tuners. He's put on a nice not a locking bridge, but a nice bridge. And he's completely redone the inside of it. um, with Dave Murray. I think that, yeah, Dave Murray. I like Iron Man. I'm not a major fan, but Dave Murray pickups, the Seymour Duncan side, and it sounds and really good. It plays pretty good. Um, he did a really good job. First time really doing something that extensive. He's done small stuff like, repairing a jack or something, but yeah. So he is moving to Texas. I'm a little sad about it. I will miss him, but I'm very happy for him because it's a fresh start for him. He hates the cold, so moving from Michigan to Texas, where it'll be relatively warm. I know certain parts of Texas it can get very cold. Other parts of Texas, it's the same as Michigan, so I don't know. But it'll be a sad day when he's gone. Um, Maybe I can get like a Discord call going where we can talk and have a coffee time with Jack episode. I'd love to do that. The other thing from him that I bought this forever ago is this. It's this Epiphone Les Paul Special 2. This was his. I bought this from him for a very good price, and I still have plans for this. I'd like to. These are actually pretty decent pickups for the stock. I'd like to get P90s and do like a P90 thing with this. I thought about stickering this up because I have a bunch of stickers, but my tattoo artist who did this tattoo, I'm a big Majora's Mask fan. It's my favorite Zelda game. Um, he does wood burnings, and I'm thinking about having him wood burn some dragons on this or something crazy. I think that would be really, really cool. Because this is not a guitar. It's not a guitar that's worth a lot of money. Let's not make any sense about it. It's $100, $50, $80, whatever you want to call it. I've seen them as low as $40, and I've seen them as high as 150 used guitar. And honestly, like it only needs one thing to be functional right now. Is I took the really shitty tuners off of it. Pardon my language. Um, and I just want to replace it with locking tuners. But to do that, I have to drill out the whole. I don't own a drill that works. Um, I had one and it's gone. I'm pretty sure I lost it or it's in my garage. I can't really get into my garage right now. That's a story for another day. And it might be in there and I just can't get to it. But I don't, and it's not what cordless. I'd like to get the cordless drill. Or maybe I gave it back to my dad. One of those things happened to the drill. So yeah, I just gotta drill this out, and then I can put in locking tuners, and I'd have a really cool like rock and roll guitar. Um, I'd love to put in some humbucker size P90s in it, just because. No. Now on to this monstrosity. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It is a 1x12 that I am currently building. It's done. It's an open back 1x12. What happened is, I will bring up the company. Hold on. I got it on Reverb. I had received a what do you call it? Valve King 1x12 speaker. I have a PV Valve King 20 watt head. The speaker's out of an old 1x12 50 watt combo. So I had received that from a friend of mine, and I was like, oh, I don't have a 1x12 cab. I should build one, and I built one. The company is Tech 21. They make combos, and I mean they make a bunch of stuff. But yeah, you can buy these empty. This is a Tech 21 trademark 60 empty 1x12 cabinet. You can buy them. I think they're like $40 plus shipping. I got mine a little bit cheaper, and then I bought a handle because it didn't come with a handle, and I just plopped in the speaker, and it works great. I have a cable that just attaches to the speakers and has a little jack on the back. Not like a jack that you plug in, but it'll plug into the amp itself, kind of like you see on combos. Eventually, what I'd like to do is construct a back for it to make it a closed back cabinet. But honestly, that's not really something that needs to be done right away. It's perfect for traveling when I just want to, or when I want to go somewhere, or if I want to go downstairs and play guitar. Um, yeah, so that is that, and I like it a lot. It's really neat, and it works really good well. So yeah. I haven't talked this much in a while, so my throat's a little dry. I'm drinking coffee to help. um, I haven't played guitar that much in a while either. So I'll play a little bit of guitar for you guys, but I wanted to just I don't know fill in everything that's been going on. The other big thing that's happened that has been a hindrance this last week that finally was resolved yesterday is I am currently using it my phone. I have a brand new phone, well, not brand new, but I have a new phone. Um, my old phone's charging port was just toast. Like it was broken off into a charger, and it I couldn't charge it anymore. Obviously, I had insurance on the phone. I was able to make a claim. It cost me $10 to get a replacement. The same model. I was fine with. I like this phone. And came in last Friday, and trying to get it set up took over a week. It was a bunch of issues with customer service, and the insurance company is a third party provider to the phone company, so they're not technically the same company. And it was a lot of back and forth of it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault. By the end of it, I didn't care whose fault it was. I wanted my phone working. That's all I cared about because A, this is my backup camera. B, I need a phone. Like I do a lot of traveling, like not traveling, but like I drive a lot. If I'm doing deals, if I'm meeting up with people to jam. Plus, family is relatively widespread in my state. So if between me and my fiance, if I'm going to any of her relatives or my relatives, granted it's all within an hour to at most 2 hours, I think, within each other to see people, but it's still like if you break down on the side of the road, you want to have a phone. So that's been the very frustrating thing that's really consumed my whole life in the last week is getting an active cell phone. What happened was the phone I received from the insurance company was a dud. It was a phone that was already blacklisted as lost or stolen. Um, and when that happens, it is completely useless. You cannot sell the phone. You can't do anything because it's not the phone number, but the phone itself is just wrecked. Basically, like even though it's a brand, essentially it's a refurbished new phone. It's blacklisted, and I couldn't like unlock it and take it to a different company because it's the phone itself. It will never be used again, and that's kind of ridiculous that they'll still take those phones back. They should just be taken apart for parts or destroyed. I don't understand why they're allowed to be used. So I got a new phone. I feel like Scott Pilgrim. I got a new phone and went just straight to the store. Had them hook it up because I'm like I'm not dealing with customer service over the phone. You guys are gonna do it. You know it's what we paid for. I'm nothing, not saying anything bad about them. They were actually really nice. They were really helpful, really awesome, and gave me a really good deal on a screen protector because I had already put a new one on the phone that I already had or that I had gotten that was useless. So they were really nice. They were really helpful, and yeah. So that was the other big thing that literally consumed me for a week because yes, it might seem it's very. I understand it's a very first world problem. I get that. You know, there are people out there who can't afford phones, but I do need it for multiple things. I need it for this channel, doing my live streams. I've been wanting to do more on TikTok, and I haven't been able to because of that. I mean, I could technically still use it, but it was weird. Um, it was just very frustrating, and like I would have to call, and they would turn the phone back on, and then 3 hours later or half an hour later, I would lose service again. So it was very frustrating. I wanted to just chuck it, but I knew that like I have to send it back. I'm gonna do that today. I'm popping it in the mail. I knew that if I wanted to do that, I couldn't damage the phone, obviously, so I didn't. So that was the other big thing that's been going on in my life. So I guess I will play for you guys a little bit. Because why not? I'll play on the Fender. Guitar's name, I think I've talked about it. I've used it in a couple videos. I used it in the Marshall Baby's First Plexi video, which is the Marshall Origin 50. I want an Origin 20. I really do. I think I'll get one maybe this year if I can afford it. We'll see. Because I think that would be better suited for me. So we'll see. It's just the Origin 50 was a lot of headroom. So this guitar is pretty awesome. It's a made in America parts caster. The body is a made in American body. The bridge is made in America, I believe, or made in Mexico. The neck and middle pickup, made in America. All the electronics, made in America. The bridge pickup, well, it's not made in America Fender. It is made in America. It is a Bootstraps Sweet Celrano. It's like their take on a JB, I think. Made in Ohio. I actually wouldn't mind getting more of them. I'm on the neck right now. And then the neck is a made in Mexico neck. It's with a nice... I really like the maple fretboard. That's the fuzz. I really like that fuzz pedal. I mean, if I really want to... Hold on. I want that Smashing Pumpkins tone. I click that on, I'll mix in the Phase 90, and it sounds great. I mean, switching over to the actual game. That sounds pretty good. Put on the boost. It sounds good. It's just kind of nuts. I like having the boost, which is just a bright on the clean channel. Where the guitar's all out of tune. But yeah, it's a pretty cool guitar. It's really heavy for a Fender. It's heavier than my standard. It's about as heavy as my Les Paul, actually. So. Because Montana is just a thick slab of wood. Thick. It doesn't have any weight relief. So it's about as heavy, maybe a little bit lighter. Chris actually just released a new YouTube video. I might just use that for the link. But yeah, so that's what's been going on in my life. That's the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I'll have more videos coming out this week. I've got those 2 pedals that are coming. I mean, I don't really know how one of them's a noise gate, so I guess I won't really do a video on that. But the other one I can do a video on. And if you guys would like, I'll do a video on both the MXR Phase 90, the Crybaby Wah, and the Big Muff. I can do that. And that new guitar, whenever it gets here this weekend, I'll just film it this next week. So, yeah. So I appreciate everyone that's checked out this video and joined me on the stream. Maybe I'll do another one later or next weekend or something. So anyway, guys, this is Jack Punkington signing out. Peace, everybody.